Okay, now that it's spin. I'll get back to the serious stuff. Okay. Ready to start?
Yeah, 1 second.
So,
Maybe one more.
We're waiting on Matthew.
anybody need what's the matter?
Should we wait on Matthew? Is Matthew coming back?
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me turn on my computer, maybe I'll take some notes.
I never took notes. I rarely.
Yeah, well, there's not as much.
Just absorb it. It's
Back
something
in the
more
day, I
about-
thought, before they recorded everything, I thought, well, I'm gonna keep a record. There's no other record of this, but now we're recording everything, so it's really not,
Yeah, good
it's
point.
kind of superfluous these days, so.
You were really good at
Unless you have carved it into stone or something. Right?
Yeah, well,
That's really
it's
old-fashioned.
it's a useless skill these days. I'm obsolete to most myself. Can we go to our prayer books, please, and we'll do the short
Which prayer
refuge
book?
prayer?
This one.
The little,
The other one, yeah.
the yellow one?
Yeah.
Short refuge prayer, probably page 5 or 6, something like that in the book.
Are you recording this on Zoom or?
Yes.
Is that Zoom somebody there?
Everybody's there.
Okay.
You turning on the machine?
What, you want to see it on the TV?
Oh, I thought you were recording.
Well, I am, but I'm recording it on my computer. You want to see it on the screen?
No, not important on the screen, no. I thought you had to do that to record.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was reminding you. I didn't know if you remember.
Well, I didn't know there was going to be a bunch of people there, so the idea was that we could see.
Nobody's
The
there?
people, nobody's there. If they come on, then I'll turn the TV on.
That's incredible.
How will you know if they come on?
I can see it on my screen.
Faces?
The hell's the matter with them
Squares?
people?
Huh? All right, we begin with the short refuge prayer. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent,
I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds,
may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Sangye chodam soki chodam la chanchu badu dami kyasuchi dagi jinsogi pesonagi Drolai benchir sangye drupasho. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Anam kadam yambis and chantam che devadan deve yudan dembajurchi. Durnadan duragi yudan jawajurchi. Durname pedevadan midrawajurchi. Nirin chadan nidan drawe tanyam la nepajurchi. Please, take one bit.
Lama jendo chichen zawa lama jendo bade lama gayo wanzo tango gaji yunje su chindo we debon tambelam. Tuje ngabda jewe jasa gaden dada tamba dame durjen chongwan gombon digomba garjen durjen chanjen bonjen chino. So ande so tuje se she senje lakje ngudo nanye dada zoje tenye lundun de wazo je namo nanse namda ke lamal. Nase shi shen so chaban bro nanson yundu do so wande kawa tondo so senje lao ji yen do wazo ke je malun je me javet. Chimbe yi shen gada de zaga danyi gaden je doa chimze rinpo je da simnye je ngande so wande chenye je ngande senje. Simdo ne chimbe namda de londe chugo do wara senje lo nangpa da nyambe simje tangche. Lo chi son do wara senje labdo so, che lamdo do wara senje labdo so, lam chupa so wara senje labdo so. Tuna yi shi son cha wara senje labdo so. Wasa sa cha chimbo choge ngudu do wara senje labdo so. Tanjo dene shindu nye paka jiwo tandu tabara chubal. Kaden de la pemba maduna sende yanda jowa kalan jura kaji jamadan jowa la chunji dinja sabya jansun brada chujen jansun jirimol. Kalo de shen toka mendo sum yirin mada chowran eja taba nyodo do niman nebe tu sa hindo mada faran dongi. Lelo nyamle pongla tsindu tabo me jambaro tsindu mata tunge dendanda dowe jinje kala dadan song dowe tsina nangbe lodat. Rasa bache vecha nyurjondo tuje narde jabundo jona nongjon zada nishi jimwada jewa dine kanda kanda yang lene tuma yindo jisoda. Rito kurwe dunga de samna nilo tabo dang bafamo drive shablande samda ninje tabo la yimbeje chudo maje. Tomla me urche menjongwe senghundo dela nendenzo rangli laga jabo la yenjur mije densa mazena manhan konba mindewe. Le yedamje lala nendenzo lama guje khanre la mege je mama shana salabje chuje menjongwe. Semige dela nendenzo senye je na wayang bala namdo ke jinzo madena jenye je zagar metove. Samadon de la nendenzo, Sony Yinjin Navala, Malam Jesedra Majan, Gondu Jendere Menjowe, Jenhoan de la nendenzo, Jawa Gundo Yanda Lamadan, Dami Chuje Bola Lonju Jen, Sadalam Jen de Razo. Dorje Change Kompanjar To Sho, Sanjo Sinjo Remboche, Maje Bonam Jije, Jawa Nyamba Mewai. Konde kondo mbevara sho sanjo simne rumboche maje wanam jijreje jiwa nyamba mebai. Konde kondo mbevara sho sanjo simne rumboche maje wanam jijreje jiwa nyamba mebai. Konde kondo mbevara sho. Okay, so now.
I'd just like to say one thing.
Yeah,
very
please.
quick. Karina, it's great to see that you're with us, if you can hear me. And we're using the Deity Yoga book that you have, page 72. Hi, page 72 in the Deity Yoga book, the brief practice of Amitayus. Okay? We can see you, but you're muted right now. Oh, wait a minute. Are you muted? You're muted.
Don't mute her.
Okay, well, we're going to continue on. So if you got your prayer book, you can use page 72. All right, that's all I have to say right now. Thank you. Lama Gursam will speak.
Okay. Okay, so now, okay, welcome everyone. So we'll start talking today. Amitayus, the meditation about the Amitayus. So let me talk about a little bit of course, so you all already practitioners, so let's me talk kind of different ways to talk a little bit. Okay, uh, so of course you all know generally the different types of meditation when we talk about the Buddhism. Meditation is not just only one way. There's a different forms of meditation, like generally Buddha's teaching of the Sutrayana teachings of the Buddha, kind of different. There are different types of meditation there, and the Vajrayana or Tantric Vajrayana ways of meditation. There's a very profound teachings about the meditation, different types of meditation, and special Vajrayana, I call special teaching, like Dzogchen teachings and the Mahamudra's way of teachings. There's many ways of different types of meditation, and meditation is not just not the only one way. So that's why I'm trying to give you, of course, all the old practitioner and a new one. We want to learn more. There's a lot of things to want, actually. What I'm trying to make point is the very unlimited. One of the good things is in the Buddhism, Buddha Dharma teaching is very profound, really amazing. Myself is very limited knowledge. Has been like all my life, study and practice. I did not accumulate anything else. I did study and practice. The truth is, I did not accumulate anything else. None of my new friends. I did not collect new friends. I didn't collect the wealth. I did not collect the big centers, big land. No, I did not at all. You all know very well. I have nothing actually. I only collected which is a study and practice as possible. But that's why I found it myself, become a learning more. Like for example, learning for just one about the simple meditation, come abiding. Oh, it is amazing there. There's so much to academically to learn, and practically, of course, each of them is almost, you can say, impossible. One person can do it, but it is possible somehow if you have a time for that, So therefore, what I'm trying to say is meditation is very profound. Like generally, whether it is a common meditation like Buddhism, whether it is Tibetan tradition, whether it is any tradition of the Buddhism, Theravada and whatever in Buddhism available, everyone agrees with the part of the meditation which is calm abiding, shamatha, and insight, vipassana, and Tibetan called the lakthong, which is everybody does it, Every Buddhism, everybody agree with that part actually. Everybody does, and that everybody talks slightly sometimes, slightly differences there somehow. But the point is the same actually. Point is about the concentration. the like for the karma biting point of view is the everyone talk about the different forms, the talks, the different methods there, but the point is the how to concentrate, and how to be calm. So that's all talking about the karma biting. No matter whatever they're turning in the right and the left and back and forth, whatever, go to the, east or left and right and left, but still they're talking about the same thing, which is amazing, which is the common one. Everyone can agree with that, Oh. So then within inner, like a Vajrayana, which is uncommon, which is Vajrayana people believes, particularly Tibetan Buddhism, which is Vajrayana. And of course, many traditional beliefs of Vajrayana, but I don't know how much they sometimes believe or not, practice or not, but the Tibetan Buddhism, Vajrayana is quite a bit popular in Tibetan culture or Tibetan Buddhism as well. So Vajrayana, this is today we did the meditation teaching about the empowerment, which is the part of the Vajrayana's teaching, right? So we all know. And the Vajrayana teaching, also meditation, it's just really amazing, very profound, academically and practically, just really very profound, which is my limited knowledge. And then it comes to the Vajrayana. Every Vajrayana practitioner, every Vajrayana, or within a Vajrayana, has a lot of different traditions, which is wonderful, it's nothing wrong. But still, each tradition talks slightly different. But still, the point is the same. That talks about the principle, the main point is talking about the Vajrayana. They call the generation stage and completion stage. That's the point there. Everything comes to these 2 points. And then there's the Vajrayana. Some talks about there, particularly sometimes traditionally agree with that, some traditional do not agree with that. They says some traditional talk about the meditation is beyond the generation stage and completion stage of meditation. So which is quite a bit different ideas, which is wonderful actually, where they talk, the way they do it actually, And also within the Vajrayana, it has it has its own way of dealing with the emotions. The point is that point is about how to dealing with the emotions, how to transform the emotions, how to train different ways of emotions, how to let go, So it's each has its own very, very important points, important meditation, and so that's why I'm just giving you just general ideas. So within like a tradition of Vajrayana, the basis of Vajrayana, but then basis of Vajrayana and the different traditional like a Kajupa, the blessing lineage, the Milarepa lineage, where they talk about how to deal with the emotions and how to be transform those things, how to recognize, is totally different. Then another tradition like Zopa Shembo, again, there are the similarities there, the common talks, common understanding about the common dealing with there, but there is also kind of different methods they have, different ideas, way of dealing with emotions, directly or indirectly or whatever it is. The point is to deal with how to be transformed. That's the point, without any, the point is without any disturbance us, we can still live with who we are and how we are. We don't have to run away from this samsara, circle existence. So running is sometimes that's a different point there. They have their point there sometimes, which they call the renunciation sometimes, but they have their own point. But what I'm trying to say is the different methods, different way of dealing with that. So this is one of the, today we are learning about the Buddha Amitayus meditation, which is basis on the Vajrayana teaching. The common Vajrayana will teach about the generation stage meditation, the completion stage meditation. The generation stage is sometimes called, I believe, the creating something, So the whole generation stage, the point is about the learning about ourselves, understanding about what is the reality nature of the rebirths. When we rebirth ourselves like human beings or non-human beings, how we rebirth, or so that is actually the point is the learning about how to be rebirth and how to be understanding those things better way in a deeper level, very subtle level. That's the Vajrayana talks about this, the meditation, the generation stage of meditation, the point, So then there's another stage. The point is the other one is the completion stage. The completion stage is talks about the whole point is about how try to understanding about how ourself dissolve. That means how ourself, there's certain limited there, then certain limited comes, then it dissolves, like our life is like that. Ages goes to the 100 year, then maybe lucky enough more than 100 years, but not much. But during those time, and generally speaking about how the physically or mental, how we are dissolves into the same, back to the reality nature. That doesn't go farther than that. That's not just a human being. That's every living being and every phenomena, every whatever exists in the planet. So that is the talking about to learning about to recognizing through meditation, through training, to realizing, accepting, understanding about how things are dissolved, how things are transformed. So which is sometimes different cultures, sometimes a little bit challenges there, accepting or the reality life. So Buddhism and Vajrayana particularly talks about, that's the whole point. We are like a meditation about how to be rebirth, including our bodies, how our body each time, how this happens, how this is started body, and as well as the mental levels as well. The completion stage as a mental level is how it, the mental level, how it started, how it is become a dissolves in the one day. Not just one day, the every day and every moment, which is we do not recognize. So that's just the whole talking about the completion stage of meditations, you know. So therefore here the first meditation supposed to be, it's very interesting to meditating. It says meditation about I'm talking about as general speaking, how to general meditation, this generation stage, most of the time it should be like that way. First meditate about the emptiness there, it talks about there, you know, meditation about the emptiness. What the emptiness is means in the Buddhism does not mean the empty. There's nothing is exist. No. The emptiness under what is talking about means in every phenomena, everything does not exist inherently nature by itself. There's nothing is exist, including our own body, including our own mental levels, including every phenomena, every existence in the world. So therefore, they call the emptiness. So now the understanding of emptiness is another way of understanding, and the different philosophy and the different, again, when it comes to the emptiness, again, as a Buddhism is very different philosophy talks different ways actually understanding again. So the simple way put emptiness is the another philosophy way understanding. Emptiness is not empty. Emptiness simply has to understanding about the interdependence. How interconnected. Include, for example, for our own body is not just one particular things there. There's many things exist in order to this life, you know, this whole body functioning. It needed many things. It's not just the one particular things. So those things are pretty much interconnected. So again, when it comes to the interdependent, again, it's different philosophy talks again, Buddhism too. No, it's not just a one way, but many of them is agree with the emptiness part. That's the common part. But each philosophy talks the how they believe in the emptiness, you know. So one philosophy like say, emptiness is not empty, emptiness is interdependence. Simply they put. And one philosophy says, if this emptiness is only empty, that does not make sense at all. It's become a nihilism. And then other philosophy says, no, emptiness is empty, but at the same time, nature of emptiness is interdependent, interconnected. There's interdependent, there's one interdependent, which means cause and effect. There is a cause, there is a conditions, there's a results there. One interdependent is the just depending. It does not have to be kind of cause and conditions. It depend each other, make sure there's nothing is exists. Everything is depending each other. You know? So therefore, emptiness is first meditation is this one I'm talking about here. So which is try to that's the then as a meditation comes is quite a bit challenge. How should we meditate emptiness? But the most important is the during the meditation, going back to the practice part, meditation time, relaxing nature state, the body, relaxing nature state, the breathing, and the mind, and the body, the speech, everything is nature as possible without any creating. Very deep inside, relaxed there. So So therefore, from the emptiness, so therefore, and sometimes believes in everything is empty, so therefore everything is possible. Everything is interdependent, everything is possible. You know, if there's empty, there's no interdependence and emptiness, nothing is possible. You know, we like to be kind of, like say, we would like to be kind of get rid of the anger, like for example. But then there is no possible. Anger should be remain all the time. If that's not the empty, if that is not the interdependent, if the nature of the it's not inter conditions there, so there's no way. No, that's not the case in the reality life too. It doesn't last long most of the time. You know, it comes, goes, comes, goes. Depends on the conditions. So therefore, it is very interesting understanding deeper, not just philosophically, of course, academically wonderful things, but not just that. From deep inside understanding of the emptiness or the interdependent. So it's very, very amazing. That makes sense, you know. As a great meditators, they are totally realized that, you know. There is no doubt, great practitioners. You know? So therefore, meditation number one is this: meditate about emptiness. Then from the emptiness, then there is a meditation, is the syllable as a Vajrayana, this practice, the syllable meditates. Syllable here we have meditated about the syllable tree, the white tree. No? There's one seed which is called the seed syllable meditation, which is also very, very interesting. Not just, of course, meditation point of view, interesting, but it's behind there some philosophy, behind there some kind of the purposes, the meaning of the syllable. There's some things there which is very important to learn. Many times, quite a bit challenge for everybody, you know, practitioners and students and the teachers. Sometimes lack of knowledge is sometimes not enough. Just say, okay, sit syllable meditate, emptiness syllable meditate, and Buddha meditate. That's it. No, that doesn't really work there. There's something there behind. The syllable seed, actually, what is the syllable seed is the behind the meaning is the syllable seed is the symbol of the our awareness, our consciousness. That the root of our nature, our true fundamental nature is the seed. And sometimes they call consciousness, sometimes they call in the Tibetan Buddhism Rigpa, sometimes they call is the nature of the mind, the different philosophy, you know, different philosophy and the different tradition use different way. But that is very, very important. If the understanding meditators are very well, that syllable re, for example, what that means. So every meditation is very easy, you know. So as long as the seed syllable is there, which is called the one way is the rigpa, the awareness, which is the what is talking about, which is the fundamental nature of the all living beings, all phenomena, even though. That is the true nature and Buddhist point of view. That true nature of this syllable re, the rigpa, the awareness, the nature of the phenomena, the true fundamental, deeper, subtle level is always pure. No matter what, it's always been pure. It is the beginningless, that the nature of that Rigpa, the pure nature of the Ri, is always been pure. It's going to be it remain pure. It is. Which is the Buddhism believes, which is we all, that Ri, the Rigpa, which is pervades to the whole phenomena, to the whole living beings. Everybody has it, the whole phenomena, nature. So therefore, the purpose of the meditation is about actually the understanding of the basic fundamental nature. So fundamental nature is there, generally as speaking, whether we practice it or whether we realize it or whether we do not realize it, it's always there. Now the question is why we have to practice this then? Why have to follow the path? So that's the point. The fundamental nature there, but without the taking part of the meditations, so then there's no way to understand the reality, true nature. So that's the syllables talking about. The seed syllable is the real seed. So therefore, sometimes we call the Buddha nature. Everybody has the potential in order to enlighten. That enlightenment nobody give us, actually, with this point of view. Buddha cannot give us. Myself as a simple teacher, nobody can give us. Nobody can point us that. That's supposed to be, have individually has to wake up through the path, So that's what the reason we have to take it into the path of meditation, path of the learning. As long as the path is more clear, and then naturally the fundamental, the seed, the rigpa, the pure nature of the awareness is more clear and clear. Right now we do not see it, we do not recognize it because of there is a lot of the obscurations there. For example, they usually call it like a space, nature, pure, like a syllable seed itself. No, but when we do not experience the space, it's clean. There's a lot of clouds, lot of thoughts, lot of conception, lots of different things there, lots of perceptions, so on. So therefore we do not see it. But that does not mean it's not there. It's always there. So therefore the seed syllable is symbolic of our true nature syllable, So therefore sometimes you may heard about during the meditation time, syllable never moves, always remains. You may heard it sometimes not, Sometimes when you're the good qualified teacher will tell you that. When sometimes they says seed syllable, but seed syllable remains always, but with the lights, with the nature of the light, radiate lights there, but never moves like a mantra. No, mantra moves, right? When we meditate, mantra moves, keep moving, but the syllable never moves. So that the syllable is that's the represent, that the symbolic of the true nature is all remains always same, whether we enlighten in this lifetime, whether we enlighten next lifetime, whether we are practice or do not practice, it remains the same. It is. So therefore syllable, then syllable, remember in the practice says syllable, then transform the whole body, the whole form of the Amitayus. You know, also, so therefore, before that, there is lotus, there is the mundis, each has its own meanings, you know. The lotus, usually we say the pure nature, you know, purity nature of the phenomena, everything's as a lotus. And sometimes mundis there, the mundis is the more bodhicitta, you know. The bodhicitta means our enlightened mind. That represents the bodhicitta, you know. And then the Vajrayana sometimes, and the lotus is, it's like a womb, okay? It's like a mother's womb, the lotus. And then that the syllable, the moon disk or their energy moves there. So then from there, for example, when we rebirth, the mother's womb, then energy produced there, the red and the white energy there. So then that starts the human beings. You know, when sooner or later growing after some times. So likewise, in the meditation, it teaches about how rebirth, you know. Also, then after that, remember when the started syllable transforming into the body, of course, it takes generally, you know, each times too. So meditators, and sometimes some meditator can easily meditate right away, very clear form. And as a practitioner, as a meditation time has to be kind of gradually, you know, like this morning, like empowerment time, this says, first meditate lotus, then meditate mundis, then meditate in the syllable, then meditate all the form of the Buddha Amitayus, which is the red form, red color, and the two arms, one face, two hands as a meditation posture, the holding the longevity vase, and the Buddha Amitayus wearing all the different forms of the silken robes, ornaments, necklace, earrings, and so on, the crown as well. So these are actually in the Vajrayana symbolic is called the enjoyment body. So which is the whole talking about the creation stage of meditation, you know, how to create meditation. But actually it's talking about how to be, when we rebirth, every living being is like that, you know. First the mother's womb, then energies, then gradually develop day by day, by week after weeks, you know. So as a body happens. So likewise, the same thing, creation, meditation, generation stage, and this is called the enjoyment body. So the enjoyment body, which is Buddhism, particularly Vajrayana, there is again, when it comes to the enlightened body, there's a different forms of enlightened body. Buddhism talks about it. Sometimes 2 forms of body, sometimes 5, sometimes 4, sometimes 3. Generally talks about the enlightenment body, 3 kayas, 3 forms. Like one form is called the Dharmakaya, the nature, the truth body, Dharmakaya. And the second body is called the enjoyment body, with the Sambhogakaya body, which is the Buddha Amitayus. And then another body is the Nirmanakaya, which is the emanation body. But those 3 of them is not separable. Those are inseparable nature. You know, it depends on how to be benefit living beings. So therefore manifest different ways. But that form, 3 form, is the pure form of the living beings, actually. They're talking about in the Vajrayana point. It's nothing, actually, reality is nothing separate from us. that all the form, whether it's the truth body, Dharmakaya, whether it's enjoyment body, the Sambhogakaya, whether it is emanation body, the uh, emanation body. So those three of them is inseparable, is within in our nature, actually, within in our body. So that's why we are practice actually in order to really realize that, you know. So therefore the three kayas they are talking about there, you know. The most important kaya is the dharma kaya, the truth body. Truth body is beyond the form, beyond the sensation, beyond the word, beyond descriptions. You know, Dharmakaya doesn't have any form.
The Dharmakaya formless, we've been studying in our text about the mind, and then they're saying that when you get to the highest levels of meditation, even the mind is an illusion, and that the wisdom is different than what we call our consciousness or the mind.
Right.
And I'm wondering what that means.
Say again.
We have like an ordinary person has consciousness,
Right.
and then it's like subject and object. So I'm sitting here and the table's over there. Now, I think of my mind as the subject and the table as an object of my mind. But my mind arises with the table. If you took away all the objects of consciousness, there wouldn't be any consciousness, I think. But there would be some sort of awareness, like awareness of awareness. And I'm wondering, you know, does the mind disappear when enlightenment happens, or is it just a completely omniscient mind? It is still a mind, I guess is what I'm asking.
I think mind has I think we have to, when we describe, we has to be understanding different levels there, different subtles there. Okay. When the mind truly understanding kind of a subtle, then our mind is no longer, ordinary mind is not there. You know, this is right now, which is we're talking about kind of really when we're realizing the subtle mind, so then understanding about this much better, the three kayas.
So it's very subtle mind?
Yes. Very subtle level, you know. But that doesn't mean it's nothing. Right now is everything is exist for us. There is no doubt. We cannot say it's not exist, you know. Yeah, it's there. So everything's. But when we really understanding for the deeper, particularly the basis of the inside meditation, too, you know, and then it's different. But still, the person who really realizes they can still enjoy it, whatever it exists.
So it doesn't all vanish.
Yeah.
It's just seen like a rainbow.
You can say that, yeah. Yeah. Right now, for us, is we have a deeper kind of clinging there, you know. Still clinging there, so many things there. When a part of meditation, then it's clarified and it's clear, becoming more clear and clear. So then they're really realizing that the three kayas. Right now, usually it says the emanation body, we can see it right now, you know, and the Sambhogakaya body is impossible, and certain realization if you have in certain bhumis inside meditation. So then you can see it as a Sambhogakaya form, you know. But right now we are meditating, we are try our best, but it doesn't really clear, you know, not yet. Emanation body, so emanation of the body, like body is like with the Shakyamuni, like for example, you know, emanation. So that is actually, as an ordinary person can communicate easily, you know. The Sambhogakaya is in subtle bodhisattva. Usually they say bodhisattva can experience it, can see it, you know. Then it's so the point is going back to this, all the kayas are within ourselves, within it. It's not separable actually. The fundamental point of view. Okay. The three bodies appears, but three bodies is not appears when we truly realize it. Nothing appears a new way. No, it's not new. The fundamental nature, when realizing, it's already there.
I have a related question.
Yes.
Is there already a completely awakened awareness within our heart that we're just sort of blocking our view of it or something?
That's what I say, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's like we said, usually when we talk about the basic Mahamudra or basic Rigpa fundamental, it's like a sun. You know? When the sun we could not experience, we cannot see it. You know? Sun is always there. You know, everywhere. The light of the sun is everywhere. So it pervades to the every living beings. You know? So what we're talking about this, then comes to this body, Buddha Amitayus, the enjoyment bodies. You know? Okay. So then they meditate as a practice time when we meditate the body, and then meditation time when we ourselves has to be see as a meditation in the meditating again, see as a Buddha to continue meditation, you know, which is Vajrayana point is very important. Without we see ourselves as a Buddha, then we keep meditating, it doesn't really work, doesn't get any blessings, you know. So when we see, so what is the point is that we are not separable actually, you know. In the ultimate nature way is not separable us. We are in that qualities of the Buddha. So therefore, when we practice that way, meditating oneself as a Buddha Amitayus, continue, then realize there's no. Then when we meditate, sometimes Buddha Amitayus is here, and then sometimes, you know, so then oneself as a kind of ordinary, then it makes kind of very differences, two different things. But there's a certain meditation there. Sometimes it's good to meditate. That's in front, that is in yourself. There's a type when Vajrayana talks about the different way. That is the different points. There are different ways to do Vajrayana, you know. Like Guru Yoga, sometimes we do in the front, you know, and then the ground too, because when we receive the blessing, then we have to do that way, receive blessings, you know, oneself. When we deeper inside meditation, we meditate ourselves as a inseparable nature of the, you know, our own as a guru, ourselves. So likewise with the Amitayus, we meditate, you know. Once we meditate the Buddha Amitayus whole body, then we meditate syllable in a heart level, you know, and then surrounded the mantra Om Amarana Jivintaya Soha, you know. So we continue then circle clockwise, you know, and then focus into the most of the focus into the syllable C. So that's what the reason is the syllable C is the real seat. So most of them focus there, and then sometimes focus into the syllable of the mantra, which is light, produce light. That light then coming as a sending out as an offering to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, and then dissolve light in back to yourself in the heart. And again, light comes out, sending to the all living beings as offerings, you know, as a blessings to send them. So then sometimes meditation, sending light out, particular person you want to say, you want to have prayer for them, so send light to them through that practice with Amitayus, again, reciting mantras, you know. And during the recitation mantra time is very important to meditate, really deep concentration as possible. During the mantra, actually all the stages are important, actually, there's no doubt, each stage of meditation. But it really comes with the mantra, really we have to focus more as possible. During the mantra time, really deep reciting, that's what they call the mantra, you know, protect the mind. In Tibetan word is called recitation of the Nyenpa. Nyenpa means we are reciting more close. Close means close to the deity, close to this particular person. Which one is close? Back through the mantra. You know, the mantra is the represents of the speech, the teaching. Then when you go to the mantra more deeper and subtle, mantra is the wind energy. The wind energy is the most principle in the energy in the body and the mind. So therefore, the wind energy makes differences there, you know, realization, insight, meditation. So therefore, mantra time has to be focused there more as possible. So therefore, recitation of the mantra, you know, Amarana Jivintaya Soha, more even the one round mala and even the few malas, you know, with the melody, you can do with the melody, mantra. When do mantra, it's a different form, ways of doing. One is with the melody, you know, which we did. And one is without the melody, you can recite as normal. Amarana Jamintaya Soha, you know. Oh. Usually mantras are more reciting with not too loud, actually. Oh. Gentle as possible. Gentle as possible, you know. And the melody is different, actually. Melody times is different. Usually you can recite a mantra, you can just hearing your own sound. You know, Amarana Jivintaya Soha, it's easy to recite mantra. And sometimes the mantra recitation can be done without the sound, without the reciting with the mind, in the mind, reciting. That's a very good practice, meditation, actually. No.
So either to recite out loud or to only to recite without speaking.
That's right.
That's okay.
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
there's different forms there, way of
Yeah.
doing. So one is with the melody, one is very with the sound out loudly, one is without the sound, without moving your mouth or anything, just the mind, which is called the mind recitation sometimes.
Okay.
Sajida, insight
you.
like people want to see it, you're reciting, you continue. That's also everything is actually very, very good for the meditation, different form, you know. keep reciting mantra, sometimes very, very tiring,
Yeah.
long time. As a long meditator, like when we do long retreat for couple months retreat and then recite this mantra 100,000 times is quite a bit challenge, So that's a different form. But the point is here, the concentration. Point is always focus into the mantra or syllable re, and without the disturbance, continuous as possible. So that's a whole recitation mantra, So then recitation after mantra usually we do is dissolution, usually practice. Dissolution means now we dissolve, It's a very easy way to dissolve, which is form, like for example, the meditation about the form of Amitayus, yourself, the form of Amitayus dissolves into the mantra, which is Om Amarana Jivintaya Soha. Focus there and relax. But still, syllable re and the mantra is still going on. The body is dissolves into the mantra. Then mantra gradually dissolves, syllable re, and then focus few minutes, few seconds as possible. Then syllable re become a gradually smaller and smaller and tiny, just dissolve back to emptiness. So remember, we came back, beginning we started the emptiness, we're going back to the same place. That's the reality life too, actually. It's very interesting, right? Even though there's a lot of new things come, and then go later after a few years, then go back to the same place again. And then new things come, then go back to the again same. Nothing much to do anything actually. We think that sometimes we create it new, but actually it's not. Including different fashions too, There's a one-time fashions, the clothes is too big size and so on. Now it's too tiny. Now going to back to again. There's nothing, either we go back, either we small. Yeah, meditation is, I think what this really means is actually what this simply means is that everything rises, appears is from the rigpa, from the syllable ri, the seed syllable. Everything. So then, as a meditator, really any conceptual thought rises, it doesn't really bother them anymore. They recognize it's originally coming from the base of the fundamental nature. It's going back to the same place. But then an ordinary person, it takes time to understand that. It takes time for practices, When we practice well done, it's easy to understand that. Going back easy to the same place, same fundamental nature. So dissolve back to the syllable re, the end, then relax deep in meditation, back to the emptiness, few minutes resting mind and the body, nature state, deep in the meditation as possible. Then we do at the dedication prayer, which is the whole general session, one session finish. Or beginning is the most important, have to have opening prayers, kind of refugee prayer and motivation prayers, loving kind compassion prayers is so important. If you can do a word, that's fine. If not, just cultivating loving kind compassion in the mind and the heart, that's also fine. That's also necessarily they have to say the word. But it's nice to say a word as a traditionally too. It's a remind us. Once we are very well practice done, well trained, so then the words doesn't matter, See, as long as you sit down and cultivate loving kind thoughts, bodhicitta and refugees, prayers, in the heart, and then reciting, immediately visualizing Buddha Amitayus, and then reciting mantras, and that also works too. But the beginning, in order to reach that level, we have to have train ourselves, say the prayer during the prayer time, reciting prayer. Each should know the word, what that really means, what the meaning of the words. Recollect those meaning. The same prayer says. Then each time the visualization comes, and each visualization step, when they says visualization, now meditate emptiness, then relax, meditate emptiness, then say meditate from the emptiness lotus and focus into the lotus. Then say meditate in the moon days, meditate in the moon days. Then it's a meditation about the syllables and focus into the syllable. Then there's a meditation about the whole bodies, Buddha Amitayus, and full body meditation. Then the prayer says, now is the mantra visualization, focus in the heart, syllable tree, and then surrounded mantra and the focus, then reciting mantra, pause. And that way, really, our meditation going to be very clear. And after one day, then immediately say, let's do what I say, Buddha Amitayus. Buddha Amitayus who is. Just meditate. Doesn't much time. No? When you say Buddha, medicine Buddha, immediately, that's nothing. It's nothing different, it's actually. Real essence is no difference. It's a different forms there, When you meditate Buddha compassion, immediately Buddha compassion, the form of the Buddha compassion, actually I'm talking about. But that form of the Buddha compassion is not the actual Buddha compassion. The form of the Buddha Amitayus is not the actual Buddha Amitayus. Now what is Buddha Amitayus? See, now we are going kind of higher and higher and higher meditation. But the beginning, those are so important, there's no doubt. We cannot neglect those things either. But when we go deeper, 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 now we say Buddha Amitayus what? Which one is Buddha Amitayus now? The form is Buddha Amitayus? No. Form is just form. Now what Buddha Amitayus? The real Buddha Amitayus is our awareness. Our consciousness is not separable. The actual Buddha Amitayus is. So in order to reach that level, it comes to the really process, train takes a lot of time to understand. The real Buddha compassion is forearms, the two arms, the joining hand, right arms, the mala, left arms is the flower. That's the Buddha compassion? No, that's not Buddha compassion at all. Real Buddha compassion is what? When really inside in our heart, realizing true compassion in the heart. And the heart is becoming caring so much other people's living beings, their suffering, their pain. They wanted to do something for them, something to help them. Very without expectation, unconditional compassion, love. That's a real Buddha compassion. This is a form of Buddha compassion. In order to realizing the true compassion, for example, so that is necessary. That is the Vajrayanas, the advantage of Vajrayana practice. That's only the path, the training you can get in the Vajrayana training, nothing else. That's the special for Vajrayana means, you know. So therefore it is important the many as for the new practitioner and all practitioner, when we do the Buddha Amitayu, must understanding Amitayu is not just Amitayu. Amitayu, outside Amitayu, inside is our own root masters, lineage masters, inseparable nature. That's very important to know. If we are separated, we're never going to reach anywhere. It's very clear. We always have to separate practice then. We have to practice Guru Yoga somewhere. We have to practice Amitayu somewhere. Have to practice somewhere else. No. It's wonderful to do different practices. Nothing wrong with that. But must know that all practitioner is outside Amitayu, inside inseparable, our own root and the lineage master, and inside is the same inseparable nature of our deity yoga practice. Whatever deity yoga practice we do, including Chakra Samvara, including Vajrayogini, including the Apchi Dharma protectors, it has to be understanding its inseparable nature. Then that meditation, during that meditation, so much powerful, completely. Otherwise, it is not complete yet. So then doesn't have to be separate practices, you know, when we realize that. In order to realization, we need to sometimes practice different forms in the different ways sometimes, you know. We finish Vajrayogini, we finish with the compassion, we finish medicine Buddhas and so on. It's wonderful, it has to do. Once we practice again and again, so it's inseparable nature must see, then it is no differences, doesn't have to be. One practice can be everything is there. Like the same as I said earlier. Meditation, you know, there's different forms of meditation in Vajrayana talks about, you know, like for going back to as an old practitioner, like a Vajrayana point, like a completion stage or generation stage, there's no two different separation actually. In the path of meditation, we have to do until we realize that actually it's not really separable. Inseparable there. As long as creation there, dissolution is there actually. It's not separable. No separate two different things. No. So that way has to be very, very, you know, of course, what I'm trying to sharing with everybody is the different levels there, you know, the same things. But we have to start from the really, you know, all these different stages there, you know, steps there, which is very important, you know, or sometimes reciting mantra as possible is very, very important, you know. But sometimes we are stuck there. That's not the right one. I'm trying to say is, you know, sometimes we practitioner think about, oh, I'm just no now this, so I'm okay. I'm done with now. No, it's not. There's more farther to go. The more deeper to go there to learn there, deeper in meditation. You know? Oh. So like things, you know, so the generation stage, the completion stage, as a Buddha Amitayus, is always must see inseparable of our own root, lineage master, and when we go to deeper practices, you know, that's very, very important. So then it's much more powerful that whatever practice we done, it has a completely understanding of the meditation. Okay, I'll stop here. So we'll take a short break. Then we come back. Maybe we'll do practice together. It's okay.
Okay.
Go for practice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we come back in 10, 15 minutes?
Yes, right.
We'll come back
Okay.
at 3:30 our time.
Yeah.
15 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, Karina. I hope you're still with us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Everybody.
If you notice in the chat, there is the practice that we're about to do here in the WhatsApp chat. You can click on that if you like, or if you have the book, the Veda Yoga book, Karina.
Would you like
it's
to
in there.
change places? Maybe you could hear
No,
better.
no,
if you
no,
said
this
it.
way I can look at his face when he speaks.
Read his lips.
Yes.
This is the number is too low now.
No, what now?
I need a number a little up more.
Oh,
I have a new prescription.
oh, you do?
I haven't bought yet. I'm going India. It's much cheaper, so I'm going to buy from India. It's still working. It's okay, not bad.
I did think.
But not bad. I can.
Never need to.
Okay. I just
Lance gave me the one.
went to check my eyes.
Traded you, remember?
So everything okay.
Good.
Just normal.
You got
Keep them
Yeah,
healthy.
yeah. I was very lucky.
Good.
Yeah.
You have a
Yes.
problem?
I didn't know.
No,
No,
Really?
just,
no, bro. Just to check. You know the age.
I had
Check
yours
up.
left.
Check
inside
up.
Susan's.
Yeah.
yours are good too.
No.
Yeah, that's true. It's not bad. And
But I like red ones if you can find them.
Okay.
only cholesterol. Some
Oh.
have to eat a little bit careful with fried food.
Fried food.
I love it. Right, hard to stop it.
Fries.
Yeah. You know, the doctor soon as says last time, not this time. This time he says your cholesterol is doing better. The last time he said your cholesterol is really high. You have to stop the fries. I said, okay. But not easy, you know. India special, we have a lot of fries, to most of them. So I did it. Fry and breads. I love breads. A lot of breads. Okay, now we'll start our Amitayus practice. Okay, we can. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's do this 4-line first. Then I will say the meditation part as a guided meditation. You continue, try to meditate. Then we'll do the mantra.
You do the long mantra too?
Yeah. Okay. First 4-line. Then we'll do. I'll say about the meditation generation stage, the guidance, so everybody can meditate. Then I'll do the long mantras and short after that. Okay? Yeah.
This is a very brief practice of Amitayus, the Buddha of boundless life. Everybody recite together, please. Boundless life, principal guide of this world, the one who saves all sentient beings from untimely death, refuge for helpless, suffering beings, I prostrate to Buddha Amitayus. Tibet.
Okay, now we're going to meditate ourselves. Okay, sitting comfortable. Try to visualize the generation stage or Buddha Amitayus. First, important to relax our precious body, nature state as possible. Then relaxing the mind and the nature state. Then relaxing the breathing. Let's deep breathe 3 times to relax. Inhale, exhale. Okay, so then after that, now we're going to, first meditation is emptiness. Be aware about the external, including earth, water, fire, wind, space, including the mountains, trees. Their true nature is empty. Emptiness nature is interdependent. Then be aware about our precious body. The precious body nature is the empty. Emptiness nature is interdependent. So as well as our mind and thoughts, emotions, and so on, their true nature is emptiness. Emptiness nature is interdependent cause and condition. Resting mind, nature state, deep insight, meditation. So then meditation continue from that emptiness, visualizing which is yourself, which is individual. Lotus, the multicolor lotus, just focus there, relax. The lotus represents all the priority nature of all the phenomena, external, internal, and so on. Then continue meditation about the lotus, visualizing moon days, which is full moon. Just focus there. Your mind, and with the full moon, just relax. Just be aware about the full moon. That full moon represents of the our bodhicitta, which is enlightened mind, awakened mind. Above the full moon, visualizing syllable Re. You can visualize as a Sanskrit, as a Tibetan, if not visualizing English as well, HRI. Supposed to be H, then above the H, R, then I. As a Tibetan, as a Sanskrit, visualizing syllable, Re, red in color, focus there, relax your breathing, relax your mind and heart. Just focus syllable Re, radiating light. She represents, syllable she represents our consciousness, the awareness, which represents our true nature, basic fundamental nature. That syllable she then transforming into the visualizing as a form of Buddha Amitayus. Just meditating, thinking about yourself. I am Buddha Amitayus, sitting on a lotus and moon days. Buddha Amitayus is the red color, sitting as a full lotus, one face, two arm joined as a meditation posture, holding the longevity vase, which is full of nectar inside. Amitayu wearing all the silken robes, wearing earrings, necklace, and so on. Just focus into the form of Amitayu, which is yourself, resting nature state mind. And Amitayu is outside Amitayu, inside inseparable nature of your own root and lineage masters. Amitayu is not separable, fundamentally not separable of the Buddha, Shakyamuni, medicine Buddha, Taras, Buddha compassion, Amitayu, Amitabhas, and so on. Just see as one nature. So then meditation continue now, focus, visualizing about the mantra. Now focus into the heart chakra, center of the heart, visualizing like a small moon disk at the heart chakra. Above the moon disk, syllable He, red in color, smaller as possible, as the nature of the light. The form of the Amitayus is supposed to be visualized as a light, not as a things and the phenomena, as everything as a light as possible. Focusing on syllable He at the heart, surrounded mantra, which is Om Amaratna Jivantaye Soha. First creating the mantras surrounded by syllable He. Now focus syllable He always as possible. Whenever you need to rest, go back to the syllable He in the rest nature state. Then once we are reciting mantra, then focus as a mantra sometimes. As soon as mantra reciting, mantra moves as a clockwise, produce the red energy, that produce that blessing and the nectars. Then during the mantra time, the light comes from the Buddha Amitayus, from the syllable 3, from the mantra light, sending out to all the direction of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas as offerings. Then the light dissolves back to the syllable He. Then you can rest back to the syllable He, continue reciting mantra. Then sometimes, after some time, you continue light sending out to all living beings, including friends and families. Wish them happy life and peace and so on, successful life, free from the obstacle of the life. Then particularly you want to send energy, the blessing, the prayers, you can send light to particularly that person as a blessing. So continue reciting the mantra Om Amarana Jivantaye Soha. Most of the time focus syllable He and reciting mantra. Continue as possible. Okay, so now we're going to reciting mantra, the long mantra. Please open the text.
If you look on the back side of the picture card, you have, might be a little easier to follow in the back of the card. Om Namo Bhagavate Aparamita Ayurjana Subhi Nishate Zaza Raza Tata Gataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Teyata Om Pune Pune Maha Pune Aparamita Pune Aparamita
Punne Jana Sambara Pachite Om Sarva Sanskara Parishuddhe Brahmat Samogade Svabhava Vishuddhe Mahanaya Parivari Sava Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayurjana Subi Nisha Chita Tenzo Ranzai Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Tayatha Om Bunye Bunye Maha Bunye Apare Meta Bunye Pare Meta Bunye Jana Sambhara Bhatsite Ome Sava Sanskara Pare Shuddha Dharmate Gagan Swabhava Vishuddha Mahanaya Pare Vare So Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayurjana Subindisha Citta Tathagataya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Tayatha Om Punye Punye Mahapunye Aparimita Punye Aparimita Punye Jana Sambhara Pasa
Om Sora
Sanskara Parishuddha Dharmate Gaga Samangade Swabhava Vishuddha Mahan Parivare So Om Amarane Jiventaye Soma Om Amarane Jiventaye Soha Om Amarane Jiventaye Soha Om Amarane Jiventaye Soha 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 Amarane Amarani Zivindi Soha.
Amarani Zivanti Soha. Om 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 Amarani Zivanti
Rane Jivende Soha 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 Amarane 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 Jivende Soha Om Amarane Jivende Soha 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 Om Amarane Jivende Soha 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 Amarane Soha. Oya Marane Zivende Soha. Oya Marane Zivende Soha. Oya Marane Zivende Soha. Amarane Zivende Soha. Oya Marane 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 Zivende Soha. Amarane Zivende Soha. Oya Marane 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 Zivende Soha. Marane Zivende Soha. Oya 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 Marane Zivende Soha. Amarane 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 Zivende Soha. So please recite mantra from your mind and heart without the sound. Continue keeping visualizations as possible. Okay, so continue keeping visualization at the heart, syllable surrounded mantra, radiating light. Now we're going to do here practice a little bit kind of sending out the lights. Okay, so relaxing, focus into the heart, the syllable the mantra, the light, radiating. Oh, so let's deep breathe inside first. Then exhale, sending out light to the all, to the 10 direction of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas as offering. So then inhale, the light dissolve back to the syllable free. Now again, sending out light through the exhale to the all living beings, human beings, non-human beings, and so on, including the environment, so on. Sending out positive energy, exhale. And that light dissolve back to syllable free and mantra. Inhale. Now one more light sending out to the particular our friends and the families and the loved ones, those who are alive, those who are past, doesn't matter. Send out the positive energy and exhale. Then inhale, light dissolve back to the syllable free and mantra. Now relax, nature state. Continue visualization, form of Amitayus, yourself at the heart, syllable free, surrounded mantras. Now we're going to do the dissolutions. So as well as understanding external, all the phenomena, their nature is empty. So therefore all external, including the environments, mountains, waters, and so on, everything dissolves into Buddha Amitayu, which is yourself. So ourself, Buddha Amitayu, as a nature of the light that dissolves into the mantra at the heart, Om Amit Amarana Jivintaye Soha. Focus there, relax your mind. So now Amarana Jivintaya Soha mantra, only syllable free left. The mantra gradually dissolves into the syllable free. Now just left only one syllable free, the red light that re, the red light, re becoming gradually dissolves, smaller and smaller and subtle, dissolve back to emptiness. With relaxed mind and body and breathing, everything nature state. Nothing has to hold, everything let go, relax, free from your body and mind and heart and relax. Deep inside meditation as possible. 5 more minutes. So then slowly wake up. Just think again in the mind, I am with Amitayus. And breathe 3 times, inhale, exhale. Okay, I will do the short dedication prayer. Hi.
By this virtue, may I swiftly attain Buddha Amitayus state. May all sentient beings without exception attain this state. Devadi Narduda Seba Gola Sodurme Roa Chigamalupa Deyi Salagopasho.
Okay.
We go back to our prayer books. And go to the lineage dedication, please. Page 18 in this book, 28 in the other books, I think. Durjay Chan, Talopa, Naropa, Marpa, Milarepa, Dharma Lord Gampopa, Pagrupa, Lord. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessings of all the godly lamas. By this virtue may I achieve the all-knowing state, and may all who travel on the ways of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara by defeating all enemies, confusion, and the cause of suffering. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray that the Lama may have good health. I pray that the Lama may have long life. I pray that your Dharma activities spread far and wide. I pray that I may not be separated from you. As usually the warrior realized the ultimate state, and as did Samantabhadra, I will follow in their path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the truth of the unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three times by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate Buddha virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Jigambha Ratna Shri, who is omniscient Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Thank you. Om, ah, om, om, ah, om, om, ah, om. May my body, speech, and mind become inseparable from the body, speech, and mind of all the enlightened ones for the benefit of all sentient beings. Thank you, Ramala.
Thank you too.
The meditation was so much better when you lead the meditation than just doing it from the text. I noticed. Yeah.
I can do from the video. I can edit the guided meditation and put it on our YouTube page.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. That no need. Nothing to. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you everything. Yeah. Thank you everybody. It's good to see you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. It was
Thank you.
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
Long time, isn't it? After COVID and before COVID and there's nothing.
No, COVID.
Yeah.
That must have messed up everything.
After a long time. This is after COVID. Nothing.
You haven't done that practice in a long time.
I'm
Is that
done
what you're
practicing. No, with the people.
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. It was good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you. Yeah. Remember, this is my, thank you, third time, people. I was, after COVID, went to the New Hampshire for a week retreat. Lama Villa, there's one Westerner Lama called the Lama Villa with her. Thank you so much. Good to see you.